Hello, MSAT student, and welcome to your final semester in the athletic training program here at Point Loma Nazarene University. I am really excited because I get the bookends. Do you guys remember when we were in seminar class, ATR 6000 or 5000, and we were learning how to tape and how to do the basic evaluations? And now I get you for the bookend of our program, which is an athletic training capstone course. Its full intent is kind of threefold. The first component of this athletic training capstone course is to make sure we finish and complete our CATs, that you can successfully present and defend your critical appraisal topics and successfully graduate from the program. So that's going to be a component of this course, finishing, polishing off your CATs and practicing those critical appraisal topic presentations before you actually do the final one on May 5th of all days, Cinco de Mayo. The second component of the course is going to be finishing your portfolio. Remember those also a summer ago, but then also creating a LinkedIn account where the two, both the portfolio and LinkedIn accounts are married or live together, making you more marketable as you get ready to do what? Apply to athletic training jobs. Some of you apply to graduate schools or other graduate schools. A small percent of you, but ultimately the second goal of this course is really to professionally develop you and get you ready for the job market. So there are different ways in which we will do that in this course. You will be forced to reach out to a professional in the field and do what is called a professional interview with them. We will also have what I call is an interview day, where we have different professionals within the industry come to Point Loma or in Zoom and interview you. So you'll get an opportunity to interview with at least 3 or 4 different professionals within the layout of this course. And then last but definitely not least, the third goal of this course is to prepare you to sit for your board of certification examination. Let's be real. The goal of this program has been to, number one, develop competent clinicians who are capable of graduating from the program and being successful servants as they leave Point Loma in the athletic training realm. And then the other goal of the program is to make sure that you pass the exam. So we've spent the last year and a half delivering content to you guys in hopes that you're retaining that enough to pass this board of certification examination. So I think you guys know me well enough to know that my courses are extremely organized and all of my courses are developed and built around the actual course modules. So if I'm a student, I would live in this modular tab. The course is broken down into weeks. So each week, to be consistent, you'll have kind of like a notes header or notes or lecture header. Sometimes there'll be content pages embedded within that actual module. And then other times the actual Google Slides PowerPoint will also be there. And then there may also be what I call our supplemental materials, but are extremely important. And so in the first week of the course, we have different websites that you can use to search for jobs for athletic training, but certainly as you dive deeper into Indeed or EdJoin, what you'll find is that there are other jobs that are listed throughout the country for other healthcare professions. But since it's an athletic training program, and since the goal of this program is to help you pass the exam and then get a job in athletic training, that will be the sole focus of this course. Doesn't mean I'm not willing to help you find or get into graduate school or jobs outside of AT. But for now, my focus is on making sure those that want to go into the field of athletic training have jobs, are secured with jobs. And so that's our job. Currently, we have 100% placement rate. So I think we're doing a pretty darn good job of placing students in the environments that they think that they actually want to work within. So going back to the module setup, you'll always have notes, lectures, and supplemental materials listed first. If there are any assignments, those will be listed in the assignments header. And then notice that there is the potential for Zoom. So week 1 is obviously mandatory online since we aren't a lab course. But what I've done is I've embedded 15 weeks of Zoom sessions just in case we have someone who maybe becomes exposed to COVID or maybe just has symptoms but doesn't have COVID. And then there are times where we'll have guest lecturers, or for example, the interviews, they might be in Zoom. So to make it easier for me and to create consistency across the course, there will be 15 weeks of Zoom sessions, but we won't always use them. So you might see them on your to-do list, but certainly if I haven't communicated ahead of time, we will always be meeting face to face. And I tried to make that clear in the Zoom session assignment. For those of you that are point counters and you're wondering how those 20 points will add up, what I will do essentially is export all of your grades and delete all of the Zoom sessions that we did not use in a Zoom format, therefore not penalizing your grade. The last segment of the modules for this course is going to be what I call the Blc Prep Header. This is extremely important. You're going to be asked each week, self-guided most often, sometimes in class, to take a quiz or an exam so that we can work to determine what your weaknesses are, and this will help us prepare you for the exam in June. Now, this is going to be very counterintuitive, and students fight me on this all the time, but this is the one time I'm actually going to say this to you guys, so quote me on it. I do not want you studying for these quizzes. I actually want you to open them and I want you to take them, and if you don't have an answer, you're just going to guess. Because what I need to know from these quizzes is what you don't know. So the only way I know what you don't know is by not having you study. What this does is it allows me to see where the gaps are in your learning and we work together to create these individualized study plans for you to prepare for the exam. So please don't start the studying component yet. I need to make sure I know exactly where you are. I need to know what your baseline knowledge is. And there are 19 of you in the cohort. All 19 of you will be at various levels or at different levels in your knowledge content base. So this is extremely important to me. Now, many of you will panic because, of course, these quizzes or these exams have points assigned to them. But I want to say this, and I'll reiterate it multiple times throughout the semester. If you fail an exam, it's okay. What I do at the end of the course is I will export all of the quizzes and they will not penalize you. In other words, if you get a 10, let's say a 10 out of 20 on this exam, I'm not going to give you an F on that. If you turn it in, it's either an all or none process. That means if you turn it in on time, you're going to get the 20 points regardless of what Canvas shows you. If you don't turn it in on time, then you just get a 0 out of 20. And that was, I guess, a choice or a decision that you made. So again, these are not punitive, but I need to know where your knowledge is so that I can help you over time develop that knowledge base or improve that knowledge base to prepare you for the actual exam. So this is how the course format is going to be throughout the next 15 weeks that we're together. Of course, I will always try to designate when it's face-to-face versus when it's Zoom, so everybody is on the same page with whether or not they're supposed to be showing up to class or not. This course does have textbook requirements, and those textbooks, in particular, those textbooks that our Blc Prep textbooks, will need to be brand new. Those Blc textbooks require you to use a code, and most often when our students buy those used textbooks, the codes are not embedded. So if you want to know which textbooks you need for this course, I've already previously sent that in an email. If you are confused, please reach out. Do not hesitate to email me and ask questions. I'm looking forward to going through these next 15 weeks of the semester with you, but then also growing very sad as I realize it's the end of another cohort. So we'll enjoy our time together. I'm looking forward to seeing you all in Zoom for the first week of classes.